You start from the introduction, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We'll start from the intro.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So for me, Mansoor and Kamani, I'll be waiting for Kamani to finish the translation. Then I will start the answer, correct?
Yes. يعني هو basically I will do the intro, she will translate, I'll ask the first question, she'll translate, then you will answer, but then it will be like this.
طيب سو انا حنتظر انها تنتهي ولا you will tell me لما تخلص؟ انا خاف بس
طب actually I can.
طيب let's see the first one how it goes. Yes.
Let's just try with the first question. Kanami, if you're here.
Sure.
Okay.
يعني أنا بس منصور the issue is basically I need to know بس when I should start basically the answer. يعني I'll be waiting for
أنا نفسك أمس كنت هو بس أنت إيش يعني الإحساس بقولوا له.
خلاص انتظرها توقف خلاص.
ايوه بالضبط.
طيب انا خايف بس يصير في جاب انتظر خلاص
انا نفس الشيء. But anyways, let's Kanami, if we can just try, I'll just start with the last paragraph of the introduction. Okay? And then, or you know what, I'm just going to start with the question, the first one. What do you think?
It's up to you. Do you want to start? Okay, so we're having, sorry, hello, how are you?
Okay. Do this later.
Sorry, Kanami, are you able to hear me on this microphone when I talk? I can't hear anything down the headphones.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes, yeah.
We can hear each other.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Bruno, would you like us to start?
Sorry?
Test. So I'm speaking to Mr. Majed.
Yeah.
Amazing sis.
what do you mean by
everything intact, you know, so all is good.
Okay, perfect.
Mansoor?
Sam,
Yeah, maybe you can tell in the intro, the audience who are connecting virtually, just to be or to put a mute mode, I would say, just to avoid any echo. So then, if you have a good number of,
yeah. I
yeah,
think that's from the Expo side, because we won't have Q&A, so I think
okay.
it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I think now it's just
I
very
think
focused.
okay,
Yeah, it's
technical
better.
issue maybe.
No, it's fine. I don't think we have any problem. Good evening, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm glad to welcome all of you into this session. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Mansour Bakhit. I'm a culture entrepreneur in Saudi. I have been in the culture sector for the last 10 years. I've started different businesses to support my vision of democratizing real estate for cultural talent, from design agency to operation, all the way to research development. Around the world, the cultural sector, when it comes to the economy, is emerging. It's emerging as a powerful engine for sustainable development, connecting communities, driving innovations, and generating long-term economic impact. Today's session, the creative sustainability, investing in culture with long-term impact, explores how thoughtful investment in culture can shape a more inclusive and resilient future. We truly live in a remarkable time. We would like to call it a cultural renaissance, an era where technology, automation, and AI are rapidly reshaping how we live, how we work, and how we connect. This hyper-connected world is redefining the global influence, and with it, the value of cultural identity. In this moment of transformation, culture plays an active role in shaping progress, carrying forward our values while adapting to the future. Saudi Arabia recognizes that now it's the time to invest not only in infrastructure and innovation, but also in the stories and the values and creativity that define who we are. With the right investment strategy, powered by modern tools of platforms, culture can become a living force, one that can scale, evolve, and contribute meaningfully to both the economy and society. I'm extremely honored to welcome my dear friend who has been mentoring me for many years, way before he joined the post, Mr. Majed Al-Hugail, the CEO of the Cultural Development Fund of Saudi Arabia. Mr. Al-Hugail is at the forefront of reimagining how culture can be sustainably funded and scaled. He holds a very important position to create culture as a vital force to become a social and economic engine for development. The Cultural Development Fund is a Saudi Arabian's main financial enabler for the cultural sector, aligned with the Vision 2030. Established under the National Development Fund and intersecting with the Ministry of Culture, CDF offers sustainable funding across 16 different sectors, supporting cultural growth, boosting GDP, and enriching society.
皆様、本日はようこそお越しくださいました。サウジアラビア館を代表して心より歓迎いたします。私、司会のマンスール・バキートでございます。世界中で文化分野は経済の面からも持続可能な開発を牽引する強力なエンジンとして台頭しております。文化はコミュニティをつなぎ、イノベーションを生み出し、長期的な経済的インパクトをもたらします。本日のセッション、創造的サスティナビリティ、文化への長期的投資では、文化への戦略的な投資がいかに包摂的でレジリエントな未来を築くことができるかを探ります。私たちは今、テクノロジーや自動化、AI が暮らし、働き方、つながりを急速に変えている文化ルネサンスの時代に生きています。この超接続社会では、世界的な影響力のあり方も再定義され、文化的アイデンティティの価値観も見直されています。この変革の時代において、文化は単なる背景ではなく、未来を形作る能動的な存在です。サウジアラビアは、今こそインフラや技術革新だけではなく、私たちの物語、価値観、創造性にも投資すべきと考えています。現代のツールやプラットフォームを生かした適切な投資戦略により、文化は進化し、経済と社会の両面で意義ある貢献を果たす生きた力となります。 本セッションには、サウジアラビア文化開発基金の CEO マジェド・アルフゲイル氏をお迎えしております。アルフゲイル氏は、文化がいかに持続可能に資金提供され、スケールアップできるかを再構築する第一人者であり、文化を社会、経済の発展を支える重要な原動力として唱えております。文化開発基金はサウジアラビアにおける文化分野の主要な財政支援機関であり、ビジョン2030に従って設立されました。国家開発基金の一部として、文化省と連携しながら、16の分野に対し持続可能な資金提供を行い、文化の成長を支え、GDP の拡大と社会の豊かさの向上に貢献しております。
So, Mr. Majed Hugail, again, welcome to the session. I would like to dive into the questions now, and I would like to start by the role of cultural sector in sustainable development. So, if we want to shed some light into how these cultural sectors, as films, music, theater, performing arts, handcrafts, and visual arts, contribute meaningfully to both social cohesion and economic development.
まずは、持続可能な開発における文化の役割についてお聞きしていきたいと思います。映画、音楽、演劇、舞台芸術、美術など経済的に持続可能な文化分野は、社会のつながりや経済発展にどのように意義ある貢献をしているのでしょうか。
Well, first of all, thank you, Mansoor, and the Saudi Pavilion team for having me today. The sustainable cultural sectors unlock both powerful social and economic values, driving inclusive growth, strengthening identity, and fostering resilience across communities and economies alike. The impact of this sector is really substantial and wide-ranging, which includes job creation, contribution to the national GDP, in addition to creating innovation and opportunities for the SME and entrepreneurs. For example, and in numbers, the books and publishing sector in KSA contributed in 2023 around 3.2 billion to the national GDP. We are expecting also for the fashion sector, retail, their annual basically revenue to exceed 32 billion by end of 2025.
I think, Kanami, you can unmute yourself.
Sorry. まずは、京成パビリオンの皆様に感謝を申し上げます。私の回答といたしまして、経済的に持続可能な文化分野は、包括的な成長を促進し、アイデンティティを強化し、地域社会や経済全体における回復力を高めることで、社会的、経済的に大きな価値を生み出します。こうした分野の経済的インパクトは多岐にわたります。ファッション、映画、文化遺産、出版といった分野における雇用創出、そして国内総生産への貢献が顕著です。サウジアラビアの書籍、出版分野は45億ドルの経済規模を誇ります。ファッション市場は2025年までに320億ドルに達すると予測されています。映画業界は2030年に2億4500万ドルを超える収益を記録いたしました。中小企業や起業家にとっても価値あるビジネス機会を創出しています。
Amazing. Thank you very much, Mr. Majed, for the answer. Now I want to jump into the part of sustainability. As we know, sustainability is an important strategy. It's an important value in everything we do in our life, especially in the context of cultural investment, and especially in the global cultural landscape. Now, sustainability that honors tradition while creating new possibilities for future generation. How do you view the vision of CDF when it comes to sustainability being translated into practices that the fund is doing?
ご回答いただきありがとうございました。次は、経済的視点から見た文化分野における持続可能なビジネスモデルについてお伺いしたいと思います。文化投資における持続可能性という概念は、伝統を大切にしながら、未来の世代に向けて新たな可能性を切り砕くという意味の包括的なグローバル文化の形成において、どのような役割を果たしているのでしょうか。また、持続可能性の展望は、サウジアラビア文化開発基金では具体的にどのように実践されているのでしょうか。
I would say by creating lasting value from economic, social, and creative perspectives. At Saudi, the Cultural Development Fund, sustainability is not only a goal, it is in the heart of our day-to-day operation. Our approach is guided by key indicators aligned fully with global ESG standards. We look at the sustainability from three angles. First is economic, second is environment, and the third one is social. So if you look at the economic sustainability, for example, CDF funded over 130 projects in the last few years, with total funding exceeding $110 million, which created more than 4,500 jobs and contributed to the national GDP with around $320 million.
はい。私たち文化開発基金では、持続可能性は単なる目標ではなく、すべての取り組みの中心に添えられています。すなわち、持続可能性によって経済面、社会面、そして創造性といった面で長期的な価値を生み出すことを目指しています。そのアプローチは世界的な ESG、環境、社会、ガバナンス、基準に沿った重要な指標に基づいています。まずは経済的持続可能性、新たな雇用の創出、文化プロジェクトによる国内総生産への貢献、文化プロジェクトの輸出浄化、民間のセクターの参加促進等を通じております。文化開発基金ではこれまでに130件以上のプロジェクトを支援し、約4500人の雇用を創出いたしました。これにより、サウジアラビアの国内総生産に対して3億2400ドル以上の貢献を果たしていると言えます。また、総額1億1000万ドルを超える資金提供を行い、地域初となる1億ドル規模の映画ファンドを立ち上げました。
Thank you very much for your answer, Mr. Majed. Now I'm going to jump into my favorite topic, the business model, the investment. I know maybe this is one of the main questions that usually comes through different private sectors. Is culture sustainable? Is it only initiatives by government? Should it always be supported by government? I mean, people like me believe that the future is for creative class and the future will have a lot of soft powers. If I want to ask you, and I want you to probably dwell more in details on the role of sustainable business model, the relationship between the private sector and the relationship private sector along with the opportunity in Saudi. I'm sure a lot of the audience have seen the amazing cultural locations or destination we have in Saudi, whether it's in Al-Ula or Al-Balad in Jeddah or Dir'iyah. We are unlocking a great opportunities, but we need to hear it from you on how do we build sustainable cultural investment models. This is the $1 billion question that everybody in the private sector is wanting to have a piece of the cultural scene but don't know how. So we'd appreciate if you can, shed some light on it.
続きまして、私の最も関心がある分野でもあります。持続可能なビジネスモデルについてお聞きしたいと思います。長期的な成長を支える持続可能な文化投資モデルはどのように構築できるのでしょうか。きっと皆様もこの質問に対してとても関心があるのではないかと思っております。
Thank you, Mansoor. Very important questions. I would say at CDF, we focus on creative funding models that preserve culture or cultural identity and enabling innovation. The new era of cultural finance includes emerging models such as co-financing, guarantee programs, alternative investments, includes venture capital funds and private equity funds. We at CDF signed last year a partnership agreements with 5 financial institutions to support our cultural financing product. We launched as well in partnership with Mythic Capital, the Saudi Film Fund with total size of $100 million. We're planning to continue our we're planning basically to continue our effort to roll out more products this year, and we're planning to introduce 5 lending products by Q3 this year, in addition to 2 new investment funds with total size of $2 million that will cover 2 important cultural subsectors.
ありがとうございます。とても大切な質問ですね。私たちは文化的アイデンティティを守りながら、イノベーションも促進できる資金調達モデルに焦点を当てることが重要だと思っております。従来型の公的資金が減少傾向にある中で、文化関連産業は新たな資金調達手段へとシフトしつつあります。文化創造分野では国の支援だけに頼らず、民間資金にも巻き込んだ新しい資金モデルが広がりつつあります。CDF ではサウジアラビアの各銀行と画期的なパートナーシップを結びました。また、サウジ信用情報機関とも連携し、信用審査を効率化しながら、支援対象者のニーズに合わせた資金提供を可能にしております。ベンチャーキャピタル及び非常企業への成長投資、サウジ映画基金、サウジ映画産業の拡大を目指し、1億ドルを動員いたしました。このうち 40% は CDF が出資し、民間投資家を呼び込むことで、クリエイティブ経済の成長を後押ししています。
Thank you again, Mr. Majed, for your elaboration. I think it's important for the audience to understand the commitment of the fund CDF and the government to empower and enable the cultural investment. Now, if we want to dive more into how do you measure the impact? How do you measure the impact from economic returns? How do you measure it from social returns? And how does it sit or manifest the priorities of the fund? How do you prioritize your investment?
ご回答ありがとうございます。ではもう少し深く話していきたいと思います。サウジアラビア文化開発基金は、インパクト重視型投資戦略の理念をどのように具体的な戦略へと落とし込み、社会的、経済的なリターンを生み出しているのでしょうか。また、このアプローチは、基金の戦略的な優先事項や資金提供の意思にどのように反映されているのでしょうか。
So we always make sure that we are aligning our funding strategy with clear economic and social objectives, ensuring projects contribute to job creation and contribution to the GDP, in addition to the industry growth. So, for example, we do have several projects that we have supported in the last few years. And let me just bring up one or two out of these projects. So, for example, we do have USUS, which is an AI platform. CDF funded USUS in 2023, and our support basically helped the sustainability of the company. So the revenue grew by 69% in the last 2 years. Their profit by 224%. In the last also 2 years. In addition, we have created an additional jobs by around 31%. Generally, we focus on supporting and funding and high impact projects that has a clear angle on clear indicators related to our effort to play a bigger role on the economic impact, including job creation, contribution to GDP, and what's more importantly is innovation.
私たち CDF では資金提供を行う際に明確な経済的、社会的目標と整合させることでプロジェクトが雇用創出や産業成長に確実につながるようにしています。具体的には市場に根ざし、拡張性のある取り組みを促進しております。これは経済全体と連携できる高いインパクトを持つプロジェクトに資金を提供するという考え方です。例えば、OSOS、こちらは AI プラットフォームです。アラビア語コンテンツ向けの AI プラットフォームで収益が 69% 成長し、利益が 224% 増加し、雇用が 31% 増加しました。
Thank you. I agree with you 100%. I personally have been to a lot that has gotten some support from CDF. We have seen how cultural projects create a true impact. I don't know, some of the audience here might have been to the Islamic Biennale. I was thrilled to see how I got a lot of insight information from youth and talents who were trained to tell stories. And I think it's very important to focus on how this creates a larger impact in shaping who we are. My last question would be, Mr. Majed, is to tell us more about CDF participation in Osaka Expo 2025.
So, come on.
そうですね。ありがとうございます。私も CDF から大きな影響を受けて、いかに大きな影響力があるか身をもって感じることができました。それでは最後になりますが、この大阪エキスポに対して、これからどのような影響があるか、どのようにお考えでしょうか。ぜひ意見をお聞かせください。
So I would say CDF and the kingdom's participation at Osaka are bringing the best of Saudi to the Saudi pavilion in Osaka and providing a great opportunity for the world to witness the real and remarkable transformation happening today in Saudi. With over 700 events in the Saudi pavilion, I believe it's a great opportunity and chance to the visitors to see the Saudi vibrant heritage through a truly authentic offering.
そうですね。 700以上のイベントをこちらサウジのパビリオンで開催されると聞いております。このイベントを通していかにサウジアラビアの文化や伝統を伝えられるか、それが大きなそちらを楽しみにしていきたいと思っております。
Thank you, Mr. Majed. Thank you, everyone. I think it's important to appreciate the effort of the talents. I think it's important to view the stories from an angle where those people are shaping the narrative of tomorrow. We would invite everyone to check the participation of CDF at the Osaka Expo in the Saudi Pavilion, and also in Saudi as well, and to check the stories from the honest traders and crafts. I would like to really thank you, Mr. Majed. It's been truly an honor for these insights, for showing us what cultural investment can look like and when it's intentional and focused. I think what we have heard today is a reminder that culture is not just about preserving the past, it's about shaping what comes next. It's a space for ideas, for opportunities, and for real lasting impact. This is not just a conversation, I hope so. It's a part of a larger shift that's defining culture as a serious driver for growth, inclusion, and innovation. The momentum is here and it's now. The infrastructure is growing. Now is the time to act, and now it's the time to invest, to collaborate, and to build a cultural future that's bold, sustainable, and open to everyone. I'd like to thank you everyone for attending this session, and thank you, Mr. Majed, for this great insights.
Thank you very much.
ありがとうございます。アルフゲイル氏、貴重な洞察をありがとうございました。そして、意図的かつ未来志向で文化投資がどのように実現できるかを示していただきました。本日の話から、文化は単に過去を守るものではなく、未来を形作るものだということを改めて認識させられました。それは、アイディア、機会、そして本物の持続的な影響を生み出す場です。これは単なる会話ではありません。文化が成長、包括、そして革新の重要な促進力であることを再定義する大きな変化の一部です。その勢いはすでにここにあります。インフラは整いつつあります。今こそ行動するときです。投資し、協力し、誰もが参加できる大胆で持続可能な未来への始まりです。皆様、本日はどうもありがとうございました。
Thank you everyone for attending this session. We hope to see you soon, inshallah, in Saudi.
皆様、本日はどうもありがとうございました。皆様とサウジアラビアでお会いできることを楽しみにしております。